Hi everybody, it's Miss Diane here. I thought I would do a video today about major scales. Some of you really know what major scales are, and some of you kind of know what they are, and maybe some of you don't know at all what they are. So whichever category you fit in, you can watch this video and you might learn a couple new things. If you haven't already watched the video about half steps and whole steps, it would be a good idea to watch that one first, because I would like you to know what those are before you watch this one. All right, so assuming that you have already watched the one about half steps and whole steps, or assuming that you're already pretty knowledgeable about them, let's talk about how they fit into a major scale. My favorite major scale is the C major scale. Do you know why? Because there's no black keys, so it's really easy to figure it out. All we have to do is start on C and just keep climbing up, white key by white key, until we get up to the next C. And we know that as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right, there's our C major scale. A major scale is made of half steps and whole steps. Let me show you what I mean. C to D, or do to re, is a whole step because we've got a black key between them. So everybody sing do, re. Now sing whole step. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next two notes. Re to mi, or D to E. Re, mi. Sing that. Now sing whole step. Good, I'm moving up. Now I'm on E and F, mi and fa. Mi, fa. Half step. I almost said whole step. That would have ruined everything. This is a half step, right? Because there's no key between them. So we just learned something here. Mi to fa is a half step, and it's always a half step. Mi to fa is always a half step. That's what makes a major scale sound like a major scale. All right, so far we had whole step, and half step. Now I'm going to move up. Fa, so. Fa, so. I hope you're singing. Now sing this one. Whole step. We have another whole step. I'm going to move up to so, la. So, la. Whole step. Make sure you see why it's a whole step. There is a key between those keys. Now I'm moving up to la, ti. And make sure you're singing after me. La, ti. Whole step. We have one more. This is ti, do. If you've got good eyes, you've already figured out what this is going to be. Ti, do. Half step. Make sure you see why it's a half step. There's no key between. All right, do you remember our pattern? We started with a whole step between do and re. Whole step with re, mi. Half step with mi, fa. Whole step with fa, so. Whole step with so, la. Whole step with la, ti. And half step with ti, do. So now I'm just going to say whole, half. Whole, half. Whole, half. And that's our pattern. Whole, half. Whole, half. This means you can start on any key on the piano and figure out a major scale. Why don't I try it on an unusual key? This one. Do you know the name of this key? It's just to the left of G, and it's just to the right of F. It has two names. We could call it F sharp, or we could call it G flat. I think I'll call it G flat right now. Okay, I know that my first interval has to be a whole step, so the next note can't be this one. It has to be this one. Do, re. Now my next interval has to be a whole step again, so it can't be this. It has to be that. Re, mi. Okay, so we had whole step, whole step. The next one has to be a half step. So what's a half step above this note, this B flat? It's this one. It's a white key. Mi, fa. Mi to fa is always a half step, okay? Now from fa to so is a whole step, because now we have 3 whole steps in a row. So it's not this note, it's this one. Fa, so. We need another whole step. So, la. Boy, this is getting high for my voice. And from la to ti is a whole step. So it's not this one, it's this one. La, ti. And finally, from ti to do is a half step. Ti, do. Boy, I can barely reach that note. All right, so there is our G flat major scale. Would you like to see what it looks like? And I don't know if you've ever tried to play such a weird scale, but you could now that you know the pattern. Whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. Now, figuring out how to finger it is a different matter. That'll be for another video.